Okay. So who lived in Michigan?
Nobody.
Okay. Were the kids ever in Michigan?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Which time? I live right on the line.
Okay. So here's the thing.
You want to know about the night that everything happened? Is that what you're referring to?
I'm just, ma'am, I have not looked at your case other than seeing the court information. So you filed a complaint. I looked at what you wrote. It sounds like your parental rights were terminated. Okay? So that's why I'm trying to explain to you
under the superior courts, they're not. Through Indiana, they're not. You guys didn't
Michigan,
do a
hold on. Okay, just a second. Okay, because if you're not going to let me talk, I'm not going to be able to explain things. And I understand you're upset, and I understand where you're coming from. Okay, I'm not here to judge you or anything like that, but I do want to explain some things so that you kind of know moving forward which direction to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just be careful. Just listen out for a second. Okay. Where were you kids at when Michigan did what they did?
Indiana. My 3 girls were in Indiana.
The kids end up in Michigan? You said the lady came over.
My son was taken to the hospital.
Okay, that's what I need to hear about. He was taken to the hospital where?
Correct, at Sturgis Hospital.
Okay, so that's in Michigan, yep.
Okay.
Okay.
A week prior, in LaGrange, from his home, he was taken by the ambulance for a fibular seizure. He also had bronchitis. When he woke up from a nap, he was not acting right at all. And I mean, was not acting right.
And which son is this?
Drake. The only son I have.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Took him to the hospital. Yes, they did assume, for some odd reason, child abuse, they assumed. And somebody assumed that he had gotten a hold of methamphetamine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now, you got to hear me out here. If you want to hear my whole case, you're going to have to hear the whole case.
I'm listening, ma'am. Just go ahead.
They ran tests. The first test, which was a blood test that they took on him, came back as negative. They went and searched the friend's house that I was at. Did not have anything in his house. Had nothing at all. Did not find nothing. They ended up then putting a catheter in my son. That came back as negative. They took more urine from that same sample from the catheter. That came back as inconclusive. Okay, so now I've got 3 tests that are 2 tests negative, 1 test inconclusive. Not even, I would say, not even an hour. It wasn't even an hour. They put a PUK bag on after they removed the catheter from...
What year was this in?
2017.
Okay.
They removed the catheter. Not even within an hour, supposedly my son at 2.5 years old urinated 200 milliliters, my bad, milliliters, I don't have his paperwork right in front of me, 200 milliliters of urine right after they used a catheter? My son shouldn't even have peed for at least 5 hours. And they said that was the test that came back as positive. They never sent that to a lab. I have his documents, finally, from the hospital. They stay on his hospital records that they didn't even order a urine culture. It states also on the lab that any test that is presumed to be a positive needs to be sent off for confirmation. They cannot confirm.
So after all that happened,
mm-hmm.
Tell me about the part where the petition was filed or the kids got removed and when you went to court. That part.
CPS then came.
CPS from
St.
Joseph?
Came to the hospital.
CPS from St. Joseph?
Yes. From St. Joseph County, Michigan.
Yep.
Her name was Gary McDonald or Gonzalez McDonald or McDonald Gonzalez. I don't know. Gary Gonzalez is what I say. Anyway, she took my son right from the hospital. I then went home with my kids were already at home in Indiana, in LaGrange County. Okay, and she arrived 5 minutes prior to my kids getting on the school bus and removed them. No order was given to me. None. Not one.
Okay,
I go to court. I go to court that day.
Yep.
Later on that morning, I'm handed I guess that's what you want to call the petition. And I corrected it right then and there that she has the address wrong on my kids. Even the hospital report from Sturgis
states your address.
From my son states even my LaGrange address.
Okay, ma'am. So what happened in court?
Okay. What was it? That was, I think it was the 9th then. I had to come back, and they decided that they weren't going to take over jurisdiction. Why weren't my kids handed back to me?
You said, why weren't your kids handed back
right.
to you?
They did not take over jurisdiction.
Okay, they don't always take over jurisdiction the same day that you go to court.
Okay, well, another thing is, he didn't sign that petition.
And who didn't sign the petition?
The judge did not sign the petition.
Okay, so did you have an attorney assigned to you?
Yeah, the same attorney that has pictures with a doctor that called CPS on me.
And friends with Tiffany.
Okay.
And friends with the foster mother.
Did you ask for a new attorney?
I actually hired an attorney.
Okay.
We submitted a petition after some things were happening in the foster home. We weren't absolutely sure if my daughter had been touched or not. We reported it.
Before you get to that, hold on, because I want to talk about this legal piece. Okay. Before you get into all of that.
Okay.
So the kids were removed.
Mm-hmm.
And they were placed in foster homes. So
they split them all up.
Okay, I know that. Just hold on. I'm trying to get